You might be asking yourself, Ryan, what are you standing in front of? Is that a burning bush? No, that's the state of California.
This morning, a massive and deadly wildfire emergency.
On fire. Yeah. Real life stuff happening right now. The state of California is engulfed in flames. Well, not the entire state, but a lot of residential places. And today I am going to talk about why you might not want to live in Hades or hell after the entire area is engulfed in flames, but you might want to consider South Carolina. Now, I know a lot of celebrities have left California, a lot of big companies, a lot of millionaires, billionaires have left California, headed to places like Texas. You got Joe Rogan down there, he's leading the way to Texas. You've got a lot of different areas right now that are just absolutely exploding because California is turning into a giant wasteland. Like, if you've ever seen the movie Mad Max, that's gonna be California in about an hour. And honestly, a lot of people are like, get me the out of here, Ryan, because this place is turning to shit. And it really is. I gotta be honest with you. I have personally never been to California. I have had friends, as far as I've gotten to California is Nevada, Las Vegas, that kind of area, but California specifically, never a day in my life. And honestly, people are always like, Ryan, did you ever want to go to California? I'm like, not really. I don't want to have to step around human feces on the sidewalk because the homeless people aren't giving two flying Fs if they're pooping in the sidewalk or they're pooping in a restroom. They don't care. And honestly, I'm not going to bring my kids or my family near a place that has just dirty needles laying all over the place. And I've had clients relocate here who have given me horror stories that make me never even want to visit California. And if you don't think for 1 minute this has anything to do with the government and everybody who runs California, you need to pull your head out of your and maybe you're somebody who just likes your head up your ass. That's where you plan to keep it for the rest of your life. So stay in California. You'll do great. Bring in everybody. Yeah, just take them all in. Who cares? But if you're somebody that's watching this and going, he's got a point. I don't want to live in this shithole forever. So let's talk about South Carolina and why I think it might be a good option for some of you. Whether you're seeking a slower pace of life, because let's be honest, in South Carolina, things do run a lot slower. So if you're talking pros and cons or the do's and don'ts, well, just be sure to put that one up there. Things do move a lot slower here. Like if you call somebody at 2 p.m. on a Friday, you're probably not going to hear back to them until about 9 a.m., 10 a.m. on that Monday. So just give you a heads up there. Everything from a different pace of life, a different climate, to actually a more affordable lifestyle here. And listen, you guys are not alone. So many people are moving here from California. I mean, if I didn't know better, I'd say I had a billboard up on the side of the highway that was pointing to South Carolina and like, hey, if you're thinking of relocating, buy from Rye, because this is on fire. We'll see you soon. We'll see you in South Carolina. I really believe, because so many of you are calling me and saying to me, Ryan, we just need out. We took a job transfer. A lot of people in tech are leaving Silicon Valley and heading here. So there is a lot happening. And a lot of that has to do with some of the things that we're gonna touch on in this video. So don't go anywhere. If you're like, well, I don't get it. What's the big deal with South Carolina? I mean, why not Florida? Why not Texas? Why not North Carolina? Let's dive right into the major differences between living in, speaking of differences, let's just dive right into the major differences between living in the Golden State and the Palmetto State. Listen, I'm gonna explore costs, climate, taxes, and even politics. Yeah. Plus, I'm gonna showcase some amazing neighborhoods here. I'm even gonna pull up the map and show you guys where some of the best areas and neighborhoods for you to look if you're planning on relocating to the low country. This is something you wanna be close to the water. Listen, I get it. There's a lot of you Californians who are like, listen, Ryan, we love being 5 minutes from the water, 10 minutes from the water. We love having a beach nearby. I get it. So I have the places for you. So don't go anywhere. All right. Let's get started with this tour. All right, diving right in, cost of living. Yes, let's talk dollars and cents, or in California's terms, hundreds of $1,000s and dollars. Yeah, because There are no cents there. It is 0 cents in that state. California's high cost of living is absolutely no secret. Everyone knows about it. The median home price in cities like Malibu, Calabasas, or recently Pacific Palisades often exceeds $3 million. Here in Charleston, you can actually get a slice of luxury for significantly less. And you might say, well, what's Charleston have for luxury, Ryan? Well, take Mount Pleasant, Isle of Palms, Sullivan's Island, where homes range from $1 to $3 million for a beachside mansion. That's a steal compared to the West Coast. Well, maybe you're sitting there going, well, Ryan, not everybody from California is looking for a $1 to $3 million property. I get it. And if you're looking for that more affordable option, Somerville and its surrounding areas like Ridgeville, or even areas closer, Hanahan, Johns Island, West Ashley, those are all areas where you can find beautiful homes in the mid 500s with plenty of space and top tier schools. It's perfect for families or retirees just wanting a little bit more bang for their buck. And who wouldn't after living in California? You guys need like a vacation that's paid for the bang of your buck. I mean, it's ridiculous. So just give you an idea, cost of living comparison in 2025. Median home prices in Malibu, California were $3.5 million. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, Ryan, those had to be mansions, right? No. 1,600 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, $3.5 million. Yeah, that is nuts. Mount Pleasant, at least, your average comparison median home price, Mount Pleasant is sitting at a cool $1.2 million. So you save a little bit. And in Somerville, South Carolina, you're at $550,000. So again, these areas, Somerville might put you 40, 45 minutes from the beach, right? But you're also not paying $1.2 million. But if you want to be in Mount Pleasant, Isle of Palms, Sullivan's Island, where the beach is literally right there, like you can see it, it's right there, then you're going to expect to pay a little bit more. 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, depends on how close you want to be to the water. All right, jumping into the next part of this topic, this great topic about why you should leave California and come here to beautiful South Carolina, climate and natural disasters. This is going to be a touchy subject. Next up, the weather in California is known for its mild climate until wildfires. Over the past decade, wildfires have become more frequent and devastating, impacting air quality and safety. I mean, have you seen the footage of these residents? I mean, these poor people are literally out there with garden hoses trying to hose down their homes so it doesn't become the next stereotype of a wildfire. And I gotta tell you, some of these people are celebrities, some of these people are just regular average Joes, some of these people have billions of dollars pumped into their home, and it's just getting wiped away by wildfires. And if you don't think that's a real issue in California, then you're severely, severely delusional. I mean, that's why I said, like, some of you just got to pull your head out of your ass and realize, hey, maybe we shouldn't live here anymore. Maybe this is becoming a bigger problem. And maybe the government really doesn't care, and that's why there was no water in any of the fire hydrants. I mean, just putting it out there.
I'm just saying.
Just stating some facts, people. Because at the end of the day, when you're looking at where you want to spend the rest of your life, safety, things like that, I certainly don't want to be thinking about when's the next wildfire going to storm up, because that can happen any time of the year. It just doesn't, like here we have tropical storm season, we have hurricanes, things like that. Certainly wildfires are not an issue here. That's certainly the big one. Instead, we deal with the hurricanes. But the good news is we typically have days, if not weeks, to prepare for hurricanes. It's not like we got hurricanes every single day. I mean, these are things that maybe happen twice, 3 times a year. And if they even make it this far or make it this way. And so a lot of times Charleston gets just lucky because of where we're located in the country and up the coast. So, it's not the end of the world to live in an area that does have possible hurricanes. Now, Florida might disagree with me, but that's Florida. And Florida just gets smacked by everything. And I don't know how Floridians do it between the heat, the additional taxes and insurance costs. I mean, I can see them being the next ones to flee up to South Carolina as well, besides the Californians. So you know. The one thing I will say about Charleston's weather is it's warm and humid summers and make for really mild winters, which make it a year-round outdoor paradise. Like, generally in the winter, you can just take a coat and go out somewhere. Yeah, at night it gets a little bit chillier, but in the daytime you can expect 50s, 60s. And again, it's not freezing weather all the time, right? Like New York or some of the northern states where even in North Carolina still gets snow. And parts of South Carolina do too. But for the most part, we're down here in the low country, so we're kind of in this nice area where we don't get that snowy weather even when it does hit the other parts of South Carolina and North Carolina. So let's talk about the weather risks, right? California has its wildfires and it certainly has its earthquakes. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, Ryan, I know South Carolina has earthquakes. Yeah, but not like California, okay? We have earthquakes of like, oh, the middle of nowhere just had a 1.2 earthquake. And it's like, oh, really? 1.2? Oh, okay.
That's cute.
Did anyone feel anything? No one felt anything. Interesting. And then in, California, they're like, oh, we had a 4.8 earthquake today. Half of the hill is laying in the ocean. So we hope that those homes are going to survive or their insurance will cover it. But Bob, we don't know. Back to you. Like that. California is just like, we don't know.
It's crazy here.
But here, at least in South Carolina, we have the hurricanes and the humidity. And I know, I get it, a lot of you Californians are like, what's humidity, Ryan? Well, humidity is this thing that smacks you in the face every couple of days where you just get 100% humidity and what should be 90 degrees feels like it could be 110. So yeah, that's humidity. All right, moving on, part 3, taxes and political landscape. Oh, this one's gonna hurt. Let's talk taxes and politics. California's state income tax is the highest in the nation, topping out at 13.3%. What are you guys thinking? In South Carolina, the maximum income tax rate is 7%, and for many, it's even lower. And why is that? Well, that leads me into my next topic. Politically, California leans super progressive under Governor Newsom. Under Governor Gavin Newsom. I always screw the Gavin and Aldolf. I get those two mixed up, Common mistake.
This is the worst.
While South Carolina is more conservative under Governor Henry McMaster's, thank you, sir, God bless you, these political differences impact the local economies here. And you might say, well, how does that happen? What makes that, Ryan? Well, housing market, right? Normal people can actually afford houses here. And even the schools. You're not having schools overrun with woke ideology and things like that. And our local economies are booming because we have businesses and corporations that are relocating their headquarters here and choosing South Carolina is the place where they want to really grow and expand. And a lot of the employees who are in these blue states and these a little bit more liberal states, these more progressive states, they're just like, we're fed up. Send us anywhere, but just out of California. And so South Carolina is this new greener pasture. It's like a reverse gold rush. Everybody's like, get me back on the East Coast. I don't want to be out on the West Coast anymore. I'm done with this crap. And South Carolina is a very pro-business stance state. And that's one of the things that attracts companies. And it also helps encourage lower property taxes. So traditionally, if you're looking at a 2,800 square foot home, let's say you're in Berkeley County, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and let's say you're on 0.20 acre property, okay? If all of that is considered, you can expect to be somewhere about $2,800 a year in taxes. I said $2,800 a year, not a month. I know Californians are taking a second to digest that. Just breathe in, take deep breaths. It's gonna be okay. The taxes here are much lower, which means you can do more with your money. You can do more with your time. Guys, this is the game. It's all about lowering your overall expenses so that you can buy back your time and enjoy your life here. That's what South Carolina is all about. I know you guys are thinking I'm crazy, but that's the truth. One other thing you should be aware of, big difference between California and South Carolina, something that a lot of my clients bring up to me and ask me about is, Ryan, is South Carolina safe? And Yeah, Charleston and its surrounding areas are relatively safe on a national average. Now, that all being said, South Carolina is also an open carry state, unlike California, which makes it almost damn near impossible for you to own a gun and protect yourself legally, right? But in South Carolina, they were like, you know what? Who needs a license to carry? Just carry. Just as long as you have it and you're a law-abiding citizen, it'll be fine. It'll all work itself out. Honestly, it really is great. That's why everyone is so polite and nice to everyone here. Everyone waves to the person when they're driving because they're probably assuming we're all carrying guns. So yeah, you just assume that everyone is carrying a gun. So don't flip anyone off. I know Californians love the middle finger, but don't flip anyone off. Be courteous, be kind, because honestly, you get into a road rage incident here, it's probably going to end up being you on the news at 5 p.m. being like, hey, some guy got shot and he was trying to mouth off to another driver and they shot him. So stereotype. And hey, weather's going to be great tomorrow. That's how you're going to end up on the news. And unfortunately, not the way you want. But again, it is an open rights, open carry state. We are very pro Second Amendment. We're pro amendment. The whole Constitution, man. We are pro America here. And if that's something you just can't align with, then this state is not for you, and you need to get the hell out. If you love America, you love God, you love guns, you love your property, you love your family, you love your kids. Whatever it is, you can have all of that here. That's why South Carolina is so appealing for so many people. Is it's like, hey, listen, I can live in a place where I can protect myself. If somebody breaks into my home and I shoot them, there is a stand your ground law that's going to protect me. And that is one of the biggest things I think drives a lot of people here, especially families and families from California and New York, where you can't protect yourself. If you protect yourself, you probably go to jail. You'll probably wind up in prison. Yeah, somebody breaks into your house, you shoot them, you're probably going to jail for the rest of your life. If Kathy Hochul and Gavin Newsom have anything to say about it, you're going to prison because you're probably doing it because you're a bad person and you're racist. So that's their mindset. But in all, here in South Carolina, it's relatively put that, hey, we have open carry here. Cops know it. People know it. Everybody's very friendly to one another. It's not like you see people just walking around with, AK-47s and AR-15s and guns on their waist. Some people do, but for the majority of the public, people do keep it concealed and carry. And that's where it's like, hey, you don't want to do anything stupid here. Like, it could cost you your life. So again, just another thing to know about the big differences between California and South Carolina. All right, moving on, luxury living. If you're accustomed to the luxury lifestyle of Malibu or Calabasas, you'll feel right at home in neighborhoods like Sullivan's Island, Isle of Palms, or even Folly Beach. These areas offer stunning oceanfront homes, private docks, and a very laid-back yet upscale vibe. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, Ryan, why are these areas so amazing? Well, let's look at the video board here. I'm going to cut to the maps real quick because I want to kind of point out why I think these areas are really great for those of you that are looking for that more luxury lifestyle. So right here, I have highlighted Mount Pleasant, and a lot of people from California, New York really love Mount Pleasant because, again, the homes they're closer to the ocean there. You can be 5-10 minutes from the beach. You not only have some of the best stores and restaurants in all of the low country in Mount Pleasant. I mean, it's the only place that has a Trader Joe's. They're about to have another Trader Joe's coming pretty soon in North Mount Pleasant because the one they have is down near it's actually near the Ravenel Bridge. So it's a little bit further, kind of the old historic part of Mount Pleasant, but they're going to build another one further up into North Mount Pleasant. Now, it also has a Whole Foods, which again, these two stores, from all my folks coming from California, they're like, if it doesn't have a Whole Foods, doesn't have a Trader Joe's, Ryan, we're not going, okay? We're not going. And it's like, all right, man, calm down. They've got Whole Foods, they got Trader Joe's, and they've got a Costco, a brand new Costco. This Costco is nice, let me tell you. And the fuel reward system they got going on over there, Perfect. Now, again, I said Mount Pleasant. There's a lot of parts of Mount Pleasant. You have, you know, the old school historic part of Mount Pleasant, which is really nice. They've actually used that area for a lot of filming for shows like Outer Banks, if you guys are fans of that Netflix series. They do film a lot of the show in Mount Pleasant. So that all being said, this is a really great area and a popular area for a lot of people. Now, if I zoom out a little bit, one other area that a lot of people really like, and again, let me just do this. We're gonna just kind of highlight. So again, this is Mount Pleasant, right? Mount P, as the locals like to call it. And some locals, if you spell Mount Pleasant, just MT Pleasant, they get kind of offended by that. I don't know why, but whatever. Daniel Island. So Daniel Island is another hotbed for folks. So you've got Daniel Island, which actually some celebrities already have homes here. You have Danny McBride, Stephen Colbert, Bill Murray, Darius Rucker. So they all live in the Charleston area. And again, this is a hotbed for a lot of people. So again, Daniel Island. And then as we pull back a little bit, one of the things I will show you, and this is, some people talk about this area and some people don't. Personally, I really love Sullivan's Island, and I'll tell you why. So Sullivan's Island has a really great group of restaurants there. One of the better restaurants, Home Team Barbecue, which Home Team is all across the Low Country, but in my opinion, the OG spot, which is Sullivan's Island, that's got the best food. I don't know what it is. I've tried them all and I was like, no, man, the Sullivan's Island Home Team has got it going on. So definitely cool spot. Pitt Street Bridge, which is a really cool location. That's a cool spot to go for sunsets and things like that. Another part of Mount Pleasant, but you can see how close you are from Mount Pleasant to Sullivan's Island. But this right here, if you want some really beautiful homes, and you're probably actually looking more of the 3 million and up in Sullivan's Island, just some really great homes and great properties. And then as we cruise over, and I'll show you guys this, we have Isle of Palms. So Isle of Palms is another really popular beach destination. A lot of people really like living over there. Isle of Palms is really nice because, again, you're right there near the ocean. You have a lot of grocery stores. You've got a Harris Teeter there. So if you live there, this is a lot of the areas. And look at these properties. Look, I just want to show you guys this. Look at some of these properties. If you're looking for a home to be on the water, but you want 1 or 2 acres of property, look at the size of this land. Like, this is a lot right here. Tell me that's not amazing. And that goes right out to the beach. So, you know, when you start looking at these properties and you're like, well, what do these cost? These are clearly over $1 million, guys. And if not north, 3 million. So just keep that in mind. There are some areas that, if you were like, hey, would you buy a home in that area? Yeah, if I could afford it, absolutely. And another really great area that people don't think about is Wild Dunes. So Wild Dunes is a local, it's kind of like a local resort. So if you were thinking of like, hey, I'm gonna go to Florida and I'm gonna go to a resort down there, or like an all-inclusive type situation, Wild Dunes is that for Charleston. So again, it's just got a more upscale vibe. All of these areas that I've shown you are gonna have that more upscale vibe, more Malibu, Hermosa Beach style kind of living or lifestyle. Well, great. We also have that here. That's gonna be our Folly Beach. Now, Folly Beach is pretty incredible because besides Folly Beach being an awesome area for swell for surfing, they also have this really cool local vibe, great restaurants, great bars, great stores, shops, everything. They've got a place where you can get your surfboard waxed. I mean, it is a legit surfer town. The mayor is also a really cool guy of Folly Beach. I've gotten to know him over the years. And I just think it's a really cool spot for people who are relocating here from the West Coast who want that same vibe. So if you want that vibe, that lifestyle, definitely check out Folly Beach. And so these areas offer the lifestyle, right? An incredible lifestyle. From everything from award-winning restaurants to top-class golf courses, because as you come down into areas like John's Island, you're gonna have Kiowa Island, which is where the PGA holds some of the best golf tournaments in all of South Carolina. So, you know, Charleston's luxury experience and lifestyle rivals a lot of other areas that you'll find on the West Coast at a fraction of the cost. And I know we've been having that conversation a lot, like, Ryan, what's it cost? All right, next up, let's talk about affordable options. For those of you looking to stretch your budget, Somerville and areas like Goose Creek, Ladson, Ridgeville are absolutely fantastic options with homes in the mid 500s. These neighborhoods are perfect for families and retirees. Plus, the community feel is just unmatched. So, full transparency, I live in Somerville, and that's primarily because my wife and I didn't want to be spending, you know, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month on a mortgage. So we picked the more affordable option because we knew we wanted a large family. And with a large family, grocery bills aren't cheap. And so there's a good trade-off when you're like, higher mortgage, or do you want to feed your family? So we went with a little bit more of an affordable route. The community feel is unlike anything else. Neighborhoods like Cane Bay, Nexton, Carnes Crossroads in Somerville are in the mid 500s. Areas like Goose Creek are in the mid 400s. In Ladson, you're even finding houses there in the low 400s and even high 300s. So why Charleston and Somerville in 2025, Ryan? Well, simply put, lifestyle and affordability, and you're getting away from wildfires. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to be burned alive. That's not fun. I don't know if anyone told Newsom, but people burning alive kind of stinks and, well, ruins property values, if we're being honest. So why make the move to Charleston or Somerville? Well, first, the economy here is booming with a growing tech sector, thriving port industry, and a focus on tourism. The job market here is strong. Now, second, the quality of life here is absolutely unbeatable. From top-rated schools to endless outdoor activities, take it from me. The schools here, when I first got here, I was kind of like, oh, you know, 6, 8 out of 10, like, that's okay, right? And then I started really kind of understanding the school and learning, and I'm like, these schools are great. Like, these are fantastic. Like, I don't know, are they like paying the review sites up in New York and California for schools? Because, like, I'm telling you, these schools are really good. And that was my opinion coming in. Now, other people have had other opinions, and that's okay. But again, a lot of those people were people who would probably actually do better or yield a better result from a private school. So whatever you're looking for, we have it here. It's just, you got to do your due diligence. And I got to tell you, the quality of life here is just, I've said it before, it's unmatched. It's a great place to raise a family, especially if your family likes outdoor activities. I mean, all the different county parks and all the outdoor parks that are here. There is so much to do if you have kids. And even if you don't have kids and you just want to enjoy retirement, or maybe you're a single couple looking for more excitement from life, Charleston has a lot going on. The nightlife, the restaurant scene, the groups, the people, the pickleball. I mean, you name it, there's so much going on. There's a group for everyone here. That's the best part about this area. Not to mention the farmers markets, all the events that they have going on. Every weekend is a different event. You've got the Food and Wine Festival. You have all the tennis tournaments. I mean, again, this area is booming. So finally, the sense of community here is, again, special. It's awesome. Whether you're sipping sweet tea with your neighbors that probably has some vodka in it, or you're enjoying the sunsets in Isle of Palms, there is just something beautiful and amazing about life here in South Carolina, primarily because it's not on fire. But that all being said, we have some great and amazing things to offer. So if you're ready to trade earthquakes and wildfires for southern charm and a slower pace of life, Charleston and Somerville are calling your name. Whether you're seeking luxury living or affordable family-friendly neighborhoods, there is a place for you here. Don't forget to like and subscribe my videos and comment below what your thoughts are, or if you have any questions. I'm Ryan McHugh, your neighborhood expert, your most transparent person who's gonna tell you how it is here in Charleston, Somerville. No bull, no fluff. I'm gonna give it to you straight, because honestly, I don't want you moving here if you're gonna hate it, and if you're gonna love it, well, come on in. It's great. I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, you want to see other great videos just like this one? Go ahead and click right here. I'll see you guys next time.